And we're live. It's showtime. Live from Toronto. Yes, we're worldwide. Welcome, everybody. All six of you in the house. Thank you for being here. It's good to see everybody slowly start to come in as more and more of you pile up. I'll give you guys a minute. How are you doing? Let us know how you're doing. Let us know what you're wearing. Let us know what you're wearing. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what's new. Hope life is treating you well. Hope you're flowing. Hope you're in this good state of flow. Flow is important. I was in Musc Ravageur today, so I had to act like it. And Musc Ravageur is all about the leopard print, so here we are. Lick the stream if you're here. Lick the stream. Dushan, you're on Lick Patrol. You make sure everybody licks the stream before they come in. You hand out the hallway passes. Okay. You got the hallway jury, the the hallway duty. Let us know what you guys wore. I was in Musc Ravageur. What's happening, Rich? What are you doing up so early? It is what, 9:14 in the UK, 3:14 here. 3:14. What's happening? Dush, bravo, buddy. Idemo, dicemo. Is this a new Musc Ravageur? I can't imagine Frederic Mulle's going to be flanking Musc Ravageur. I mean, although he did a Bigarad Constant today, and Constant today, what's the other one? The Bigarad Constant today is a flanker of Cologne Bigarad. So never say never. You know, that is a flanker. I'd be surprised if he does a flanker of Musc Ravageur. I think he's over the flanker thing. He might have done one or two, but that's it. Knock, knock. What's happening, Rizzard? Good to see you. Is that a cat? Dev, what's happening, Dev? Good to see you. Mohammed's in the moon. Los Angeles. Another big Frederic Mulle. That's one thing is Frederic Mulle perfumes are big. They're bold. Wow, talk about the timing. Timing of what? Frederic Mulle, a live stream, leopard print. What are we timing here? How many of you guys own Frederic, own Musc Ravageur? How many of you guys wear Musc Ravageur? How many of you love Musc Ravageur? How many of you hate it or are like me and just absolutely adore it? Let us know. If you're watching the recorded video after, let us know too. Let us know how you feel about Musc Ravageur. Let's be inclusive. We'll include everybody. Oh dear, at work again, so I can't possibly watch and listen. Le Leon today have licked. Thank you for licking. I was in Le Leon yesterday. Okay, gorgeous amber, gorgeous, beautiful, splendid amber. There's so much love to go around in there. I need to wear it more is what I need to do. But I'm in Musc Ravageur today, and it often gets labeled as an amber and compared to things like Shalimar and stuff like that. But I see it more of a musk. I'm not sure. How do you guys see Musc Ravageur? Amber or musk? Licked once, have to save the rest for later. Okay, open a new account and you can lick it all you want there. Scent of the day, Louis Vuitton Orage. What's Orage like? I imagine it's something fresh and clean. Howdy, Eugene. Howdy, VS Travels. Is that the name of your business? Are you a travel agent? Do you sell vacations? Where do you recommend I go for a vacation? If you are a travel vacation. Let us know what you're wearing, though. VS Travels. Live stream, just waiting for my food to arrive. I have a bottle of Musc Ravageur at home. One of my favorites. Okay, good, good. So there are people that enjoy musk. What kind of food are you having? What did you order? I had I had Indian, and it was a chicken. I always get the same chicken. I don't remember what it's called right now. It has a funny name. It sounds like oregano chicken. Angora. No, yeah, that's what it's called. It's called Angora chicken. And I get that from the Indian shop. And it's really good. It's too good. I have a 10 mil of Musc Ravageur, but haven't worn it for a while. Is there a reason? Is there a reason you haven't worn it? To me, it wears differently it's in seasons. In winter, it wears differently than in summer in the warmer weather. And I actually prefer Musc Ravageur in the warmer weather. And the reason being is because in the warmer weather, to me, it is more of a vanilla perfume. And I love the vanilla in here, and it gets lost. The vanilla gets lost in this colder weather. Like there's not enough heat for the vanilla to come out, and it's more of a musky scent. Baby cat cardigan. Baby cat cardigan. I like that. I'm wearing Roja Fetish. It arrived yesterday afternoon, and I'm enjoying it far. Fetish. I think I own a bottle of Fetish. Count 193. Is Fetish the Bellamy thing? I think it is. Overrated musk. Oh, so you think Musc Ravageur is an overrated musk? Is that what you're saying? Hello, Dune. Good to see you. Kovacs, good to see you. Scent of the day, Oud Lime. Yeah, a Montal I genuinely like. All right, you are allowed to like. Fine. I've not tried it, so I cannot make a judgment. How did you discover this, though? Like, how does a Montal like this that is so... I mean, Montals aren't easy to find. They don't have the greatest distribution, right? I mean, it's pretty great for a small brand, but they're not worldly available. How do you run into something like this and fall in love with it? Somebody send you a sample, or bergamot, mostly opening, iris, mid, and vetiver base are the main notes. Of what? You're not talking about Musc Ravageur, are you? Judging by your look, let me guess, African leather. No, I have African leather. I'm not a fan of it. It's mostly cardamom and really sharp and piercing. I think we've talked about this many times, though. Landing in San Fran. You or me, or both of us. I have a bottle. I'm having barbecue ribs and fries and a few pints. Damn, you're gonna get bloated really quick like that, eh? That's a bad combo, bro. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it and it tastes great, but the gases are gonna be brewing all night. I can just picture it. Musc Ravageur is a spicy musk. I wore Ombre Sultan today, not a travel agent. Okay. Musc Ravageur is a spicy musk. Cinnamon, clove. Yeah, it is a spicy musk, a dirty musk, and they kind of work together to create that little bit of filth that there is. It's often referred to as like it's got sexual undertones, and I can see that. I can see that. Leathery. Lavender is a note that is listed. It doesn't necessarily stand out to me. Like, I don't pick it up. I fell in love with Musc Ravageur 2 years ago. For me, it's definitely more musky. Yeah, man, I've had this for about 10 years, and I fell in love with it from the moment I had smelled it, because, you know, I was going from pretty much designers, like designer level Chanel's and stuff like that. And reading about Musc Ravageur and Frederic Malle, I was like, I was obsessed to get my hands on the sample. And then I found out there was a counter here in Toronto, and I booted down there as fast as I could. And the moment I smelled it, I was like, oh my God, it's everything I wanted it to be, you know. And I stood there with the sales assistant, and we spoke for the longest time, and we're just like drooling over Musc Ravageur. And he was like, yeah, it's the whole sex in the bottle thing, you know. And he gave me a sample. And that was a Saturday. I remember it was specifically, I'll vividly, it's like burned in my head, ingrained, like that first encounter with Musc Ravageur. Because there's just like, for me, there was nothing like it at the time. And the way it left an impression on me back then, it's like something like that. You know, to get that feeling again today, it's so far and few between. So that to me is, I remember it so dearly and preciously. And I remember going to work the next Monday morning and applying it on my driveway, like Musc Ravageur, the sample that he gave me, and just being like in complete peace and awe. And I was like, okay, now I've seen everything. I'm happy. You know, I was just like, wow, I can't believe, you know, perfume can be so beautiful and romantic and poetic and skanky and fulfilling and just really something special. I was just standing there on my driveway before going to work. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. I remember very specifically, clearly, like looking up to the sky. The sky was very clear, and you know, the stars were there. It was just like me, Musc Ravageur, in the universe, and it felt like nothing in that moment. Nothing else existed except for discovering Musc Ravageur for the first time. And it was just a great introduction, like getting to know Musc Ravageur. And it's been a love affair ever since. You know, I've picked up the hair mist. That's 100 ml hair mist. The hair mist is something special as well. The scent is a little bit different. I'm actually going to put some on. You don't need too much. That's the Musc Ravageur body oil. I'll put a little bit of this on too. I don't want to put too much on. It's like dirty vanilla. The vanilla in here is so sensual and it's sexy. You know, it's really nice. Not worn Musc Ravageur much because so many other things to wear. Enjoyed Patchouli Imperial yesterday. Hey, Eugene, you kind of look naked without your beard. Well, I am. My face is naked. Yeah. If I take my clothes off, I'll be fully naked in my birthday suit. I don't mind. I like naked, though. I like naked skin. I like naked bodies. Musc Ravageur, one of my absolute favorites. Wonderful interpretation of the Emeraude Shalimar tradition. Yeah, you see that? Like, so you find it more of an amber perfume than the musk? Because there has been comparisons to Shalimar. Musc Ravageur, that it's taken after this Sheba Queen, but I mean, maybe in the slightest tones. I don't think it was a full-on inspiration. Oh, that's right, Louis. There's a lot of conversations going on here. Sorry, Sean. I'm trying to keep up. I'm doing my best, but thank you for clarifying. Oh, I ordered a few samples of the classic Montals around 8 years ago. This one is also old, kind of like the classic Black Oud, but with a sour lime accord added. I had Black Oud for a bit. It was an interesting perfume, but not something I wanted to wear, really. It was quite tarry. I usually have a full bottle of Musc Ravageur and the shower cream. Yeah, I have the shower cream as well. It's so milky, super milky and sticky. and it lasts even after you come out of the shower. It lasts. I've got. Did I show you this? I've got the body butter. That's the Musc Ravageur body butter. I don't use this stuff. I got to be honest. Like, it's been forever since I've used this. Just because when I come home, this is something I would wear when I would come home. But when I come home, it's not Musc Ravageur that I want to wear specifically. Musc Ravageur is something that I would wear not to relax in, not to come home and relax in a meditative state, because that's not what Musc Ravageur is. Musc Ravageur is a Saturday night scent. I think it's the original Saturday night scent. It is musk. Now it's starting to overwhelm me. See, this is why I wouldn't wear Musc Ravageur in the evening. It is like a musk, a furry musk, almost like a fur coat, going out on the Saturday night in your fur coat, in your mink fur coat or your leopard print fur coat. That's exactly what it is. And there's a leather accord in Musc Ravageur. And that leather accord reminds me of like leather pants. So that's where the kind of sexual tones come in. It is quite strong. Scent of the day. Myrad. What's happening, Abu? Sampled the Montal perfume in a long time. The last one I tried gave me a bad headache. Culprit was black oud. Lavender is more for texture. I think as in Grand Soir. Yeah, I can see that. The lavender in here is more for texture. I mean, I can pick it up, but it's not something that really leaves an impression on my wearing. Not the way it shows up in, let's say, music for a while. I've been watching Eugene review Musc Ravageur Malle. I don't think I've ever reviewed Musc Ravageur. But hey, we're having fun. Now I have Musc Ravageur with 4 different batches. Is that possible? I didn't know there was 4 different batches. What do you mean by batches? Do you mean by the volume percentage on the back? I've got one. This is my first one, was a 50 ml, and the volume is 84.5 on the back there. And this is the very first one I bought, probably about 10 years ago. And this was 100 ml, so this was quite different. This is 79% volume on the back. This is the synesthesia bottle with the colors. Frederic Malle put, I guess this is the colors that he has attached to the scent. So it's a very dark, what is that, like a taupe? Mauve, kind of reddish, purplish, amber. It almost looks like a sticky resin right down here on the bottom. And this here, I imagine, would be like the furry musks. The furry musks, the leather. This would be like the tangerine down here. I'm not sure where the vanilla would fit in, but that's kind of the color coding that the collection of these are a limited synesthesia collection, which he did a few of them, like Portrait of a Lady, Carnal Flower, some of the bigger ones, En Passant, Geranium Pour Monsieur. Adore Musc Ravageur, but my favorite Frederic Malle is Dries Van Noten. I heard Dries Van Noten might be coming back under a different name, which would be great. Musc Ravageur or Musc de Sable. I'll leave that to you guys. Good question, though. Maybe we can go deeper into Musc de Sable next time. I think we should do this more often, is talk more about perfume than just random blurbs. And if there's something that you guys want to talk about specifically, like have a whole video on, let me know. And I can get around to that. When was it discontinued? It was discontinued probably about 2 years ago, and the prices went through the roof. Probably expect to pay double retail. That's like the last I see, that's what prices were hovering about. Maybe you get lucky though. I hope, hopefully for you get lucky. Samir at Maximum Fragrance has a bottle. I know that, but it's behind the shelf. Tell him that because I told you, if you really want one. I find Musc Ravageur heavy in the dry down. The vanilla is so sweet, very confectionery. That's interesting because I was like questioning its sweetness, and to me, it's very tolerable. I don't find it anything abrasive or that kind of rubs me the wrong way. Hello, Christoph. What's happening? I like the oil, but the bottle ends up covered in it. Yeah, it does. I love the design of this, though. It looks like an urn. I'm not sure what the intention was. Does anybody know? Or maybe kind of like a soap holder. But it's nice. It's nice and ergonomic. I like the oil, but the bottle ends up covered in it. Yeah, nice design by Frederic Malle himself, but impractical. Yeah, just because it leaks, I guess, or the bottle does get oily. I think you need to let some air into Musc Ravageur bottles so the musk can come out. Now, when I got my bottle, I got a lot less musk than now. Do you guys notice big changes in the scent from over the years? Somebody said it was reformulated, or it's got 4 different batch codes. I would say for me, the biggest difference between my older bottle and this one is in the opening. And it's just like in the opening, the older one has that. It kind of has that more of a growl, that purr, that underlying sexual animalic. It's not a growl. It's more of a purr. A kitten that's rolled over on its belly and it's starting to purr. That's what the original had. It had that of the spices and the smoke and the vanilla, the smoky vanilla, the labdanum, the civet. I imagine there was civet in the original as well. Civet and the musks, the furry musks, the leather, the powders. Was visiting a German city in the winter and sprayed Musc Ravageur on my hand in the perfumery. While walking downtown, it was wafting off my hand while eating a cinnamon chimney cake. Immediate scent, memory, and love. Yeah, it does have a big cinnamon in there, right? Kind of like a spicy cinnamon bun, cinnamon clove. Someone referred to it as a cinnamon bun. A thong, a woman's thong, like a used panty thong wrapped around the cinnamon bun. Gonna wear Musc 25 sample today. Let's not talk about armpits. I get gross stuff by stuff quickly lately. I miss my decant of Musc Ravageur. Any other fragrances comparable to it? Yes. Yeah. Labdanum 18. Has anyone tried this? This is Maurice Roussel as well. The same perfumer for Musc Ravageur. This is quite... this is probably even softer and balmier. More leathery. Is Chanel No. 5 body oil good? Yes, it is one of the greatest. If they bring it back, I'll be buzzing. I don't believe you have done a review of your vetiver. Wouldn't mind seeing a review. Excuse me. Yeah, we can do vetiver. Do you think it's worth picking up a backup of Synthetic Jungle just in case Synthetic Nature has been reformulated? I have one bottle, and for me, it's enough. So... is it worth it for me? No, because I have a lifetime supply. But I don't know. I don't know about you guys. Just in case Synthetic Nature has been reformulated. I can't imagine this going to be reformulated. And even if it was, even if they do reformulate it, they're going to replace whatever they take out to something just as special. I can't imagine Frederic Malle putting out something, you know, ho hum, ho hum. Like even this latest issue of Musc has been reformulated, and it's still really good. It's still really good perfume. It still has that tension that all Frederic Malle perfumes have. That's one thing that stands out with Frederic Malle. It's got that like you can rest a lot of weight on his perfumes. You know, like Hermes are very airy and weightless, very unintentioned, like no tension. They don't have any tension. They're just very airy. Malls are very full and thick and rich and almost like anything else out there. And Musc still has that. Musc still has this. Musc Ravageur still has that. But you can find that tension mostly in like music for a while. Monsieur Synthetic Jungle has that sort of rich deepness. But that's one of my favorite things when it comes to Malle, is that fullness. It's got, you know, most perfumes have almost like one story going to them, but Frederick's got like one and then stuff going on in the background, you know? Evening, Eugene. Good evening, Pat Lester. Good to see you. Sent the night patchouli intense from Nikolai. All right. Scorpio rising from Eris also seems kind of similar. I have a sample of Scorpio rising. It was very spicy, I found it. Spicy and cedary. That's what I remember. Spicy, cedary. And vetiver. Very rooty and inky. It was inky. I remember it being so inky. Black and white. So black and white. Monolithic. Scorpio rising. What else can I remember about Scorpio? And this is only from like one sample, one spray. I won't say anymore. Patch Intense as a Scent of the Night. Man, that's nuclear. I really want to try Lise Mediterranee and Eau de Magnolia. Frederic Malle makes amazing florals in general. Yeah, I'm a big fan of his florals. Not so much of his freshies. I'm not crazy about like the fresh ones, but I'm just not a freshie fan in general. Thanks for the tip. I need to sample Labdanum from Le Labo. That scent was never on my radar. Yeah, Le Labo does good musks. They do quite a number of musks. Even their latest Lavande is musk. They have a musky thumb. Carnal Flower over Synthetic Jungle. Yay or nay? Depends what you like. Carnal Flower is white florals and Synthetic Jungle is green florals. Green and sticky and sappy. Are you asking me? My answer is always going to be both. Because, yeah, both. Very different perfumes. Abu, very different perfumes. Which one do you like better? Well, it sounds like you like Carnal Flower better. The sense of me, I do like strong fragrances at night. The night is young. What do you do in the night where you're wearing strong fragrances? Are you going out? Or are you just staying in and resting? Like Musc Ravageur is a total going out. It's a total going out banger. It is a Saturday night perfume. It's getting ready, putting on those leather pants. And you know, when the leather pants go on, it's not just leather pants. Like with the leather pants come everything else, all the other accessories. It's like the hair and the makeup and the clothes and the blouses and all the good stuff. And that's, you know, it's all a reflection in this perfume. Like you can see that the powders in here. It's quite powdery. It takes on that powder. Yeah, buddy. What's happening, Zhao? Good to see ya. I'm not convinced in anything, Le Labom. I don't blame you. Ciao, Zhao. Can't wait to smell some salty musks later. En passant is really good too. This cucumber note blow my mind. En passant is really good. It is so super gorgeous. It was like a true to life lilac. And lilac, passing by the lilac in spring is it's one of my favorite times, like one of my favorite feelings ever. Just that moment where the lilac completely consumes you. It's so refreshing. Just finished to see your live stream with Sebastian. Loved it. Oh yeah, Sebastian was on last night. He was a lot of fun. I hope he comes back sometime. I could have kept going, like I could have kept asking him a million questions, but I didn't need to. He just kept going, talking and talking and talking, and then I liked listen to him. I didn't want to interrupt him. I'd love to know what he thinks about Musc Ravageur. I like both a lot, but recently I completely in love with Carnal Flower more. Yeah, and you're allowed to be. And I think there was a time where I loved Carnal Flower more. And that was a very different journey of mine many, many years ago. But now I've worn Synthetic Jungle much more than I have Carnal Flower. I think it's something that resonates more with me. I like those sappy resins. I like that green bitterness in perfumes, that earthiness. And that's not to take away from Carnal Flower's beauty. Carnal Flower is beautiful in a different way, a very different beautiful way. Synthetic Jungle is very earthy and outdoorsy. Carnal Flower to me is beautiful in the sense of going into a florist's shop and opening the fridge and picking out, this beautiful bouquet of fresh cut flowers. It's also got cucumber. Guys, lick the stream if you're here. Lick the stream. Let us know what you're wearing if you're just coming in. Carnal Flower smells like a driving a Ferrari. Very luxurious smelling fragrance. Crazy quality. Sente de Healy Eau Sacré. That's a good incense, eh? Oh, there you go. My favorite incense fragrance. Yeah, I smelled that once. Nuit de Feu and Mur Mysterio. I've not smelt that. That's the Tom Ford, I imagine, or my scent of the night. No layering, of course, one on each backhand, says Gary Gomez. Thanks for your comment, Gary Gomez. Scent of the night, Pure Distance M. Have you tried the reformulated version of Pure Distance M by Antoine Lee? Anybody? Monsieur is very good. It is very good and very tense. A lot of tension. The label bottles are awful, though. The label is just paper and cap is crappy. You can look at it that way. Sean Connery is here. Where is Sean Connery? Who's he? Who's he referring to? Have you guys done completely blind sniffings to see how you react to unknown scents completely honestly? I did, and I found several Frederic Malle scents absolute trash, overhyped, borderline ridiculously bad. Which ones did you not find to your liking? Yeah, and I can imagine that happening. Probably even to my if I hadn't smelled let's say Le Leon in a long, long, long time, and somebody had sprayed it in my face and gave it to me, I'd be like, oh my God, like, what is this? Because it is a punch to the face, and a really hard punch. And I would be like, oof. I'd be like, no, this is not my thing. Even though it is, the abrasiveness is just sometimes overwhelming. So, I mean, first impressions are just exactly that. Very, very, very first impressions, but stay with the perfume because they change. Yeah. Masterpiece Dushan. Sean Connery's. I guess you're talking to Zhao there. Are you calling Zhao Sean Connery? Nothing annoys me more than the level placement of their labels. It can be almost random on each bottle. It is. They are just put there by hand. They're not machine labeled. And if you have a row of labels lined up next to each other like this going across, all the labels are at different levels. Nothing is smooth. So like if you look at the Frederic malls, if you line up your malls, they're all pretty consistent, you know? They must be machine labeled, machine rolled. Hey Zhao, this M is a copy of Bellamy, and Shaker Bellamy is a better scent. Yeah, that's like Roja's fetish, right? Scent of the day. Catherine is in Mesia. Hello, Catherine. Good to see you. I love Mesia. Powdery. Dushan, have you tried Solage, supposedly similar to Original M? I'm aware of that, although never tried Bellamy Shaker bottle, but I still love M. I need to try Sahara Noir and Moss Brushes. Bigarade en passant Géranium pour Home Iris Poudre. These I found either shit or just okay. Definitely not acceptable for the price. Some of these would be okay price, like Sergio Tones. I actually liked all of these. Bigarade, I love for the summertime. But, I mean, you can find something similar in Terreau Fraiche. En passant, I think En passant is absolutely gorgeous. Simple, you know, it's not as complex and deep as some of the other Frederic malls, but it doesn't need to be. That's not what the story is intended to be. It's a very soft and elegant, just a springtime lilac. I think it's like lilac and hay, or like lilac and oats. A very soft perfume. Geranium Poudre, Iris Poudre. I'm not sure. I enjoyed all of these. Iris Poudre was a big aldehydic iris. A little bit challenging. What'd you think of the ouds? Have you tried the ouds? Can you believe I had Japon Noir, Purple Patchouli, and Bois Rouge by Tom Ford? When I got the samples, I felt like a kid on Christmas. Did you just get them recently? Purple Patchouli, Japon Noir. I don't remember smelling these. Flower Girl B is in Goutal La Violette. Carl Anderson says, Geranium Poudre Monsieur is fantastic. I like geranium. I love geraniums, like in real life. Our backyard is littered with geraniums. So to me, Geranium Poudre Monsieur is so vivid. It's so evocative of the real thing. Like when I bend down to smell the geraniums, I can feel the fuzziness of them. You know, they have this herbalness that kind of consume your headspace. And I find that the Geranium Poudre Monsieur replicates that in the perfume. So, and I love the mint in it and the cinnamon. So spicy. But again, do we keep sniffing these Frederic Malle perfumes and find beauty in them? Which we can in most perfumes eventually, to be honest, just because they are Frederic Malle or because they really catch our attention. I mean, you got to question yourself. I don't need to question myself because I enjoy them. You got to find what you enjoy. If you don't enjoy them, that's fine. You gotta own that. You know, I own what I own. You got to own what you own. It definitely didn't catch mine. Smelled blindly. Dune, I haven't tried Solage. Soon I will buy the first reformulation of Bellamy. Eugene has that bottle. No. Yeah, I have the second generation. And it's great. I've not tried the shaker, but the second, that this one is, it's something. It's a punch. It's a punchy leather. It's so barbecued. This is what I would consider barbecued leather, like barbecued skin, dry spices. Any replacements for Bond number 9 Silver Factory that was discontinued? I don't know. How about, is that like the Warhol? So no, it's not, is it? Warhol was also discontinued. I don't know. I wasn't really into the whole Bond. I never caught on with Bond, so I don't know. I haven't smelled a lot of their perfumes. I know what a few of them smell like, but I have no idea what Silver Factory smells like. I remember Bleecker Street. I remember New Harlem. I had a bottle of Harlem. And that's about maybe one or two more. Wall Street, I remember. I thought Wall Street was interesting because it had that smell of money and cucumbers, like fresh dollar bills or old dollar bills, currency, right? I thought Wall Street was interesting. I can't even remember. It's too many. It's been so long since I've smelled a New Harlem. Are they still releasing perfumes? Bond? It's been so long since I've heard about Bond. Bond number 9. I still never tried any L'Artisan. The Sevilla Lob is first on my radar. Excited about the brand. Sevilla Lob's a nice orange blossom and vanilla. Geranium Pomme Monsieur smells to me like a stale water from underneath flowers, unfortunately. It was inspired by a mouthwash that his father used to use. That's what he says. What do you think of Uncut Gem? I think it's okay. I don't think it's as horrible as Rich makes it. Rich is absolutely disgusted by it. He finds it pretty much vile. I to me, it's very tolerable. So in the let's say the last 5 Frederic Malles released, I would say it's my least favorite of the 5. However, I do still wear it. I do wear it. I think it's a big perfume with a lot of tension, and I love the greenness of it. I don't think it's as simple as it's made out to be. And I don't think it's necessarily made to sell a lot of perfumes either, because there is a lot of earthy aspects to it. It's very earthy and rooty, and those things don't catch on with the mainstream earth and roots. People want sweet. Yeah, earthy and green and rooty, bitter. I still have the unopened flacon and 100 ml Beau de Jour. I got panicked when I heard discontinued. Eugene, I see your fashion taste changing. If you were skinnier, you can fit in the Celine clothes. That Bellum bottle looks nice, like simple designs. I should test the 2 Bellamy's properly. Which one do you prefer, Eugene, OG or the Vetiver one? I like the Vetiver one. I like them both. They're both excellent. I think the Vetiver one to me is it's a more rounded perfume. I love the dry down of the vetiver. That's where it catches me. I think it's so spectacular and it's such a beautiful wear. This is too, but it's different. This is much sharper and heavier, even spicier. But the flanker is very, I mean, it stays true to this vetiver. The flanker does stay true to this. This is more cutting and abrasive. I love the roundness of vetiver. Scent of the Day, Amber del Sur. I don't know that one. Ferragamo makes nice clothes, not for husky boys. Yeah, we got to stick to Banana Republic or Roots or stuff like that. Can't be wearing Celine or Dior Homme. Those are not made for me. I can't even get into like H&M clothes or Zara. I certainly couldn't get into Zara clothes. That's a no-no. Zara's are very tight fits. The Sense of Me Bellamy vetiver is also great. It's the best leather sheeper in the last 10 years. I wasn't a fan of Uncut Gem or Having Can Wait. The dry down improves a lot for me on Having Can Wait, though. I love Having Can Wait. Like, I love it. Love it. Really. Uncut Gem is just, it's not the same type of love. Uncut Gem doesn't smell like Frederic Malle. Interesting. I wonder, there's like quite a bit of disdain for it. I wonder how people are going to feel about it 10 years from now. And I think opinions will change dramatically once the amberwood kind of falls out of sight and there's a new trend, something that is very obnoxious, that starts annoying people, and they'll forget about amberwoods, and there'll be a time people will go back to Uncut Gem, and maybe they'll find something. They'll discover, some beauty in it. It's not that bad of a perfume. Scent of the Day. Ellie Saab, underrated Francis Kirk Johnson. Ombre. Any guesses on the new perfumer? I hope it's not another Ropion. I really hope that he'll find a new perfumer, give somebody else a chance, and go a different direction. That would be great if he were to bring in a new perfumer. And I wonder who that could be. It would have to be somebody from IFF, because that's mostly who designs his fragrances. Dushan, you like Diaghilev and Mitsuko as well? Yeah, you have to like them both, or you can't be in the club. This is our club. This is the Diaghilev and Mitsuko club. Eugene, he's like a giant tiger. Yes, I am. Come in. Come into my cave. A gentleman Gaz says, Honey Tobacco by Guerlain is amazing if no one has smelled it yet. But I do think it's a love-hate thing. It's a panther pattern. It's leopard print. Leopard, panther, whatever you want it to be. I'm okay with that. Tobacco Honey. Yeah, you love it. Tobacco Honey. If a person decides to wear animal print, they at least need to weigh less than the animal in the wild. Do they? Is that the rule? Where's that rule written? If people stopped rinsing it, I can see a lot more people admitting they like Bac Rouge 540 in a few years. I don't mind Bac Rouge 540. Like, from the first time I smell it, I didn't mind it. I actually liked it a lot. remember having a sample, like a carded blotter in my car for a month in the summertime. And just the way it filled my car, I was like, I really like this. Like the jasmine really, like the candy didn't come out as much as the jasmine. It must have been the heat. The heat really brought out the jasmine. But I've liked Baccarat Rouge like since the beginning. I tried an oil fragrance interpretation of Diaghilev and it didn't agree with me. I got a bad skin rash. I had to return it. I tried an oil fragrance interpretation. They have dupes of Diaghilev? Interesting. To me, that new annoying trend is Akigala wood. Bois Imperial smells like high-pitched noise at high volume. I know, it's sharp. Is it sharp? Oof, high pitch. Yeah, high pitch is definitely sharp. Very high frequency. I would really like to try the oil concentrate of number 5. It is glorious. It is absolutely glorious, but it is limited. Wait, what oil concentrate? Like the body oil? I love honey tobacco. Tobacco honey, the Guerlain. Baccarat Rouge 540 in the air is so good for me. It is, but it gets annoying smelling it all the time, like in public, right? It is a great perfume. I just don't want to smell it so often. Arts and Material line starting to have amberwoods now. Is there amberwoods in tobacco honey? Too much, Pradeep says. Too much. It's everywhere. It is everywhere. So I talked to Antoine Lee last week, and I asked him about oak moss. Can we put oak moss in it? About some of our perfumes. And he's like, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to do it because in the next year and a half, there's more restrictions coming. And then guess what? They're going to have to change all their perfumes and it's going to cause a mess. And then he started going, ha, 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 ha. Like this laughter came over him. He's like, I have no idea what's going to happen. Like so many perfumes are going to change. And then he kind of like let out this huge roar. It was so funny. But yeah, the amber woods, the Akigala woods, that's what they're using in the bases. They are running out of, the materials that they were familiar with. Oak moss is like a long gone classic. Yeah, I'm a fan of 540, although I do prefer it on a lady over myself. I have bought a few women 30 ml bottles. Sandra B says, hello, everyone. Hi, Sandra from Paris. Scent of the day, Rien Intense Incense, Etat Libre de Rage. Awesome. I think Eight Palm is the best MFK, slightly sweaty, orange blossom and amber. A piece of me. Yeah. That's the perfume that was supposed to smell like somebody had licked your body. And it was an orange blossom. Of course it's an orange blossom. It's in every single MFK perfume. It's not, but it is. It is one of like his favorite materials to work with. And I like orange blossom. I like orange blossom a lot. Powdery orange blossom. There's like 5 people at my gym wearing. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. It's everywhere. There's literally like 5 people at my gym every single day wearing it. Somebody walks past and you can tell. If it's not BR, it's like a version or something very, very, very close to it. It's so sweet and sticky. If Bois Imperial is similar to Ganymede, I shall try it. I thought the new Malle is heliotrope heavy. And Jean-Claude Alain, the perfumer, if I remember correctly. You mean Heaven Can Wait? You find heliotrope heavy? Almond? Yeah. I don't remember picking up heliotrope. I thought the new Malle is heliotrope heavy. Yeah, tobacco honey is way too potent for my nose, says the woman who wore Rian intent. Where did you get the oil concentrate? It was available around Christmas many, many years ago. I think it is over. Oh, there it is. It's next to my bed. Hang on. There we go. That's the body oil. And it's very lemony and warm and creamy. So soft. But it's also got like an oil vibe to it. Zesty. It's a much softer version of 5. Limited. It was limited. Dry body oil. Yeah. And it lasts. I can smell it in the morning. When I wear it to bed, I get up in the morning, I can still smell it. Big bada fum. I wouldn't mind to see another Malle fragrance from Julien Rasquinet outside the heavy ambers and ouds. I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon because he left IFF to go to a small, I want to say family-run perfumery or something like that. So I'm not sure if he'll be working with Frederic Malle anymore. Ganymede is properly futuristic. BI smells like an impression of forest, but awfully synthetic. Still need to smell Ganymede. Sandra B deserves a lot of decants of perfumes that was created by Bertrand Duchefort. I think everybody deserves that, Dushan. I quite respect Ganymede. Don't like the milking and cloning. Fosco, what's happening, man? Long time no see. How Eugene been loving Descendra recently? Awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Much love. Bacarouche 540 versus Sauvage versus Le Male Elixir triple threat match. Yeah. Very different perfumes, though. I can wear Bacarouche 540. I don't know if I could wear Sauvage regularly. Or I don't even know Le Male Elixir. What is a Le Male Elixir? Eugene, do you find Chanel number 19 EDT very watered down from its older versions? The vintage stuff was so glorious. Leather, green notes. I imagine it is very different from the old stuff, which has got like oak moss and civet and, you know, more leathery tones, but I can still wear the modern stuff. I love it. I love its softness. Yeah, I would say it is very light. It is on the lighter side of perfumery. You have to be 19. It does require some patience, like for it to get a conversation going. It is not Coco Chanel. You know, Coco is a big perfume. Coco has a lot to say. 19 is more of a soft serenade. No, the next Malle. So the next Frederic Malle is another Jean-Claude Elena heliotrope. It's already been announced. How are you hearing this stuff? Zara has like 15 dirt cheap Baccarat Rouge 540 copies. No wonder so many young people smell like it everywhere. It's annoying indeed. Christina says, hi, Eugene in chat. Hi, Christina. Good to see you. The leopard shirt speaks old money. Yeah, thank you. I found this in the vintage shop. Catherine, double Jean-Claude Elena. Wow. I would be okay with that. You know how I said earlier that I would love to see him bring on somebody new? Unless it's Jean-Claude Elena. I'm really happy with that. more than any other of the, like, more than Ropian or Roussel. I would love to see Carlos Benaim. That I would love to see another Benaim. Benaim did he did music for a while, right? Right, Pradeep? Pradeep would know. And he did Polo. Original Polo. The new Les exclusive will focus on heliotrope. Now that doesn't surprise me. Heliotrope is in boy. Pozdrav Dushan. Eugene can wear whatever he wants. He has a face of an actor. Canadian James Bond. Thanks, Dushan. Fit for tonight. What's happening, Milosh? Shalimar would complement Eugene's shirt perfect. I think Shalimar would be the perfect perfume for this. What else would go with the shirt? Shalimar is the original Sheba Queen. It is the lioness. It's so beautiful. The vanilla in this is beautiful as well in Musc Ravageur. The vanilla in the warmth when it comes out, there's nothing else like it. The vanilla and the spices, when everything kind of like, you know, it starts that growl. Papillon Bengal Rouge with that shirt. Yeah, Bengal Rouge. Bengal Rouge is delicious, says Zhao. Dushan says Liz Moore's is delicious. What do you mean by that, Dushan? Zhao says, ha ha ha. Liz is fire, fire, fire. Where's the extinguisher? Let's put her out. Can she be put out? Is her fire too hot? Douche, can we put out that fire or no? Maybe she's untamable. She does seem to have like a wild spirit. She's really into animals, horses, owls. What other animals is she into? Cats. Is it a Bengal tiger? Like a Bengal cat? Yes, music, Dawn, Ode to Magnolia. Yeah, Dawn. Dawn is probably the best out of the ouds, eh? Pradeep, what do you think? Like when you're kind of articulating something as artistically, I find Dawn really out there. Like the crafted, really the nicest, in the nicest way. I find Dawn the nicest out of the 4 Middle Eastern perfumes. Moon might be the most fun. The Night is the most serious. The Night is the sternest. It's the oldest of the group. The Moon is the youngest. The Moon is carefree. Someone grabbed a photo in a promo thing in Asia. I may be wrong about Jean-Claude Elena. I will check. Supposedly the date keeps shifting. Oh, wow. That's so interesting. And another Frederic Malle so soon after Jean-Claude, after Heaven Can Wait. I'm for it. I'm down. I'm okay with it. Frederic Malle's been out for what, 20 years? I don't think he's got 40 perfumes out. That's still less than 2 perfumes a year, which is still pretty good. Like, go back with Guerlain and count 40 perfumes and see how long it's taken them to release 40. I think probably in the last 2 years or 3 years, I would say in the last 3 years, they've probably released at least 40. Eugene is a rare animal in any shirt. There you go. Thank you. Do you a guilty pleasure perfume, Eugene? Something super hyped, so that you do like to wear every now and then. I actually own Sauvage Parfum. I really enjoy it sometimes. Carefully dosed. I don't mind Sauvage Parfum. My son wears it. The Elixir. No, he wears the Elixir. The Elixir is my favorite. If I had to wear one, it would be the elixir. I love the licorice, the barber shoppy thing that goes on in there. Do I wear something hyped, like an Aqua de Jo, or not regularly? If I go over to my counter, I'm going to go over to my counter, the things that, let me see. Let me see like the most overhyped thing that I have over there. Most overhyped things, and I didn't even wear these. I had H24 over there, which we talked about with Sebastian yesterday. I had Bleu, which I haven't worn either, but I did wear this. And this is something that I would consider. This is Aqua Universalis Forte, Francis Kudjan. And I wore this probably about 2 days ago. Yesterday. Might have been yesterday. Why can't I ever remember anything? It doesn't matter. But no, I don't wear anything regularly that is hyped. Unless I'm hyping it, like Bella Desfido or something, you know, but I like Grand Soir to me is, I like that. I almost think Grand Soir gets so trash that to me that feels like a guilty pleasure, because so many people don't enjoy it, and I do. I really enjoy it, like for an amber perfume. So does this count as a guilty pleasure? Because I really do love this, and I feel like it is a guilty pleasure, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think this would be my guilty pleasure. Wear Panther de Cartier. Sauvage is better than people give it credit for. People just don't like the synthetic route, and I get that. I get that people are rebelling, because if we didn't, where would we? It would be much worse than it is now. So people don't like change. We like, what was good back then. Yeah, I mean, if you've never worn a perfume before, Sauvage is going to be great, but everybody's worn things so much better, and it's great for what it is. But when it's left with so many other things to compare it with, it just kind of ends up, I don't know. I'm not sure if there's anything to give it credit for. But then again, it does. It gets so much attention in different places on YouTube. It's probably one of the most reviewed perfumes ever, Dior Sauvage. So it does get a lot of attention in the mainstream sector. My San Francisco elevator smells like goat curry already missing taxes. That actually sounds pretty good to me, goat curry. Oh, what do you have in Texas that you don't have in San Francisco? Duncan. I cannot stand La Panther, says Sandra. I just sold my bottle. It is way too big. It is a big hair and shoulder pads kind of fragrance. I like those perfumes. I like Coco for that. Is Coco considered a guilty pleasure? Coco should be considered a guilty pleasure. It's a mainstream perfume, right? It was very popular in the 80s and 90s. What are your guys' guilty pleasures? Le Malle was, when Le Malle was first released, I loved it. I was obsessed with that kind of minty vanilla, minty lavender vanilla, soapy vanilla. It was so wild. It was so unique at the time. I couldn't wear it today, though. Dawn I have worn the most. The night is my favorite, says Zhao. Fought a Samoan guy named the Moon ones. Did he whoop your ass, Duncan? What happened? Sycamore for foggy, humid weather. Yes. 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 Sycamore for every weather. Sycamore's a masterpiece. Brilliance. Absolutely. I like Sauvage, but another headache for me. I like Sauvage for the soapy aspect. You know, I like that that musky soap thing going on. And I find it's nicest done in the elixir. But that doesn't come without having to go through the sweetness, going through the bubble gum, the opening, you know. It comes as a package. You can't have one without the other. So Dior Joy was proof that Dior completely lost it. If you want more proof, Dior lost it. There is Dior Homme 2020. Yeah, we knew this a long time ago. Dior is also no longer Dior. They're going to be like H&M soon. They're going backwards, aren't they? I'm a big fan of MFK. ACF. Is that this? Colonia Forte. It's very musky. And this, like, see this, I don't know why I wore this. It was like middle of winter, and I picked a freshie just to revisit it. And it's very fresh and musky and floral. Like a big Hedione. It has sort of this fougere, ferny aspect to it. I got a compliment on it. So my friend loved it, and he took a bottle. I took a picture of the bottle, and then the next day he was like, $300? What the hell? He doesn't know how much money I spend on perfume, but he was like, $300. I said, "Yep, that's what it is." Yeah, but it kind of reminds me of Parade from Celine, like the freshness, you know, very crisp, very like citrusy. The citruses in here are popping, just like clean musk. It's that Francis Courdian musk. I use about 30 to 40 mil to finish my bottle whilst being here in Bangkok. I remember Christo was a big fan of the original when he was out there. He talked about going through tons of this stuff, but not the Forte, just the regular Aqua Universalis. People say it's redundant to have Frederic Moldon if you have the night. Yeah, I can see that. I don't think it's necessary to have both. It's almost like how Francis Courdian done Velvet, Oud Mood, and Cashmere. To me, those perfumes are so similar. It's strange to have something, two like both of them out there. And again, he did it with the fluidity to have like two really similar perfumes. Does anybody like fluidity? But I'm having a 100 ml bottle next week. Of the night? Fahrenheit Parfum, DH Parfum, I like. Yeah. That's one thing. Demache knew how to make a good parfum. You got to give him that. I'll stand behind Demache on that. He made a good parfum version of Fahrenheit, of Dior Homme, even of Sauvage. Like the elixir was the best. Grand Soir is a nice one indeed. It's a nice tobacco. I love Grand Soir. Dream a little dream of me. Turn on, tune in, drop out. There you go. Christina says, dream of her. Now you're attracting it. You're going to get a bunch of other guys dreaming of you, Christina. Such a fluffy amber, Grand Soir. Yeah, it's nice and spicy. Zhao, you're a romantic soul. You have to be. That's the best way to live, is to be soulful and connected to soul. And romantic, and to romance yourself, even if you don't have anybody. Romance yourself. It's important. Take care of yourself while you're here. Don't wait for somebody else to do it, because that chance might not ever come. Just Zhao, you romantic soul. I want to comment, says Emilios, that Grand Soir is one of the best ambers that is very wearable and unisex, especially on cold days. And I also like Tom Ford Noir Extreme, and the new one I just got, Bell something or other. Wink. Wink. Am I in on the joke here? I would agree. I think Grand Soir for me is one of my more favorite ambers, especially like in this mainstream thing. Ooh, Rich Mitch says Olivier Polge, Anik Minardo, Sheldrake, and Hero for Mull. I like that a lot. Now, if it's going to come true, who knows? But I'm all for that. That's a good one. Yes. Olivier Polge, Anik Minardo, Sheldrake. That'd be awesome for Sheldrake to get his name. I'd love for Sheldrake to get his name because he doesn't really get the recognition that the Polges get, do they? Does he? Hero. Is Hero the guy that did Aventus? Brother Rich. Always loved Dunhill Icon by Carlos Benaim. I gotta try Icon. Grand Soir bored the pants off of me. Now I'm wondering what kind of pants Rich Mitch wears that are so exciting. More exciting than Grand Soir. I don't think Grand Soir is a boring perfume. It's complex, deep, rich. Lavender. What about the lavender, Rich? I would say try it again, brother Rich. You are wrong. You are not the father. Try Grand Soir again. But I mean, who am I to say? If you don't like it, you don't like it. Like, I'm sure you've tested it enough. Anik Minardo did an amazing job with Overture Woman. Overture Woman. Not tried it. I gotta get Renault to send me these Amouage bottles. I gotta be part of the club. Put me in the club. Sign me up. Dreamy Duck appears. Rich Mitch. My not so guilty pleasure is Aventus, which I find to be the reincarnation of Eau Sauvage. And I'll die on that cross. Ooh. Interesting. Are you shitting me, Dune? My guilty pleasure is Aventus, which I find to be the reincarnation of Eau Sauvage, and I'll die on that cross. So you're quite serious about this. That's interesting. To me, it's much more Terre de Hermesy. Aventus. Eau Sauvage. That's interesting. You've been staying warm, Rich, in your part of the world. I want a Sheldrake times Mull scent. Yeah, why isn't that happening? Well, because they're not with IFF. That's the problem. He's only working with IFF. So, Eugene, are you wearing Richard O'Brien's clothes? Who the hell is Richard O'Brien? I don't know who that is. Looking very fancy. These could have been Richard O'Brien's clothes. I don't know. If he speaks, he can teach. He is rich. He is Rich Mitch. Lena, have mate. Saw your video the other day. Cold looking. Did Lane upload a video? Let us know. One of my most complimented, and on my third bottle of Arabian Oud Amiri, they call it Sauvage or Arabia, but it has nothing to do with Sauvage. And that's one of your most complimented. And your third bottle, Amiri. I figured it was cold over there. It's cold as shite here, single digits and chopping ice. Soon to get out. Aqua Universalis Forte I find the best in the cold winter. That's when I wore it. It's freezing out here now. -5. It is powerful enough to cut through the cold and just fits perfectly. We don't always need warm scents to fight the cold. Yeah. And when I had sprayed it, I was like, what the hell? It has been so long since I sprayed it, probably years. You can see like how little I've used. It's still sitting at the top there. And I thought it had turned sour, like the bottle had gone bad. It smelled like rot, like the jasmine had rotted. And then as I'm wearing, I'm figured that that's just part of the scent. Like the opening has this sort of pungent staunch to it, you know, and almost like a pissy jasmine. I was like, is this sour? It felt sour to me. I sprayed on my friend. He's like, he loved it. He's like, no, I don't smell it. I don't know what you're talking about. To me, it was like sour. He's a Canadian tiger. Aqua Universalis Forte is very lemony, floral, clean musk. Wouldn't mind to have a full bottle of that, but I end up buying other fragrances. Yeah. Yeah, these freshies, there's just something about them that lack that calling. I pass by them on the shelf so often and they never really they don't take their time to stand out. Eugene looks like he's ready to go to Roxbury, the Bovine, the Velvet Underground, Phoenix, Club Phoenix. I believe Joe Lissette wore that same shirt on one of the UK panel shows he frequents. I love the muskiness and Petite Matin. I have Petite Matin. I don't think I've ever worn it. I have to be honest. I don't think I've ever pulled it out of the damn box. Oh, hi, says Pulpafemo. Hello, Pulpafemo. What's happening? I agree, Eugene. I love romanticism thanks to Beethoven. Southern Europe nations are romantic and passionate in general. Northern, cold and reserved. Yeah. Southern nation. Like Russia. Habit Rouge EDT is illegal. That's how good it is. Grand Soir has no soul. Ah, oh, come on, man. That's no fair. Habit Rouge EDT is illegal. But how can you say Grand Soir has no soul? Why? What about it that feels soulless to you? Is it too commercial? Is it got not enough what do you need from it? What kind of attention do you need from it? What do you want it to say? I struggle with Grand Soir. It is too thick and opulent for me. I prefer Givenchy's pie, which has a very similar DNA. See, I found pie the opposite. I found pie like not deep enough for me, and that's why I got rid of my bottle. And too sweet. I found pie obnoxiously sweet and cloying, the vanilla. And I like the thickness of Grand Soir. I agree, it is a thick perfume. And deep. Eugene, have you ever tried any of the ambers from Marche Parfumier et Gantier? I have not, Zhao. I've not tried anything from that line. Heroux should be a millionaire for creating Aventus, but Creed doesn't want to credit him. Hey, he signed the contract, man. He gave it away. He doesn't deserve anything. He deserves his paycheck. That's it. I mean, I don't know why. Signed it. What do you want from him? He agreed to it. Grand Soir is very powdery. It is powdery. That's why I love it. I prefer Absolute Pour Le Soir and Ciel de Gomme over Grand Soir. Yeah, Ciel de Gomme was nice too. I wish I was able to get a bottle of that before it got chopped. And I tried so many times to get one. I even called the Paris boutique many times, and they were like, "Oh, it's being before it was discontinued. They just ran out of stock. They couldn't hold it. It was a Paris exclusive, I think, Ciel de Gomme. And then they just discontinued it. But that was a nice amber as well. That was ambery in the way of Musc Ravageur almost, right? And Shalimar. Ciel de Gomme was Musc Ravageur and Shalimar. Middle of the road amber Rich Mitch review of Grand Soir. I found it quite ambery. It is more realistic to see Jacques Polge making a perfume for Malle than his son. I think I can see that as well. I would like to see him come out of retirement. I think he's just retired with Chanel, but like a lot of people was saying, like maybe it's better for him not to come back and just keep his career where it is, because he's had a fantastic career, an amazing career at Chanel. Guilty pleasure, Narciso Rodriguez for her EDT black bottle. It's MFK in the gel creation, I think. The black one, eh? Is it musky? I like the muskiness of her Narciso Rodriguez perfumes. Overture Woman is beautiful. I cherish my bottle. The only Amouage I have bought full retail price. Terre de Hermes and Aventus are same in their tone and attitude. Yeah. Aventus also has some sort of like Bleu de Chanel vibe to me. Antoine Maisondieu for Frederic Malle. Is he with IFF? Rotten Jasmine. Do you get Rotten Jasmine from Aqua Universalis? If I sprayed it now, it wouldn't be rotten. I actually will spray it. It's fresh enough where I can spray it. Thinking about getting Terre de Hermes Pure Parfum. Eau de Toilette's my favorite, and that's the one. If I'm going to wear Terre de Hermes, I always wear the Eau de Toilette. Yeah, it's almost like, I don't know. It's still there. It's just a weird opening. It's like sour and pungent. Familiarize yourself with Jean-Louis Vermy. I was just thinking Le Labos are well made, but soulless, like a robot made them. Yeah, kind of. Very industrial. They're the garage band. They're the garage. They feel like they were made in a garage. Very industrial. Petite Matin and Grand Soir is supposed to go together in a way. Petite Matin for day, Grand Soir for night in Paris. Yeah, I remember hearing that. Petite Matin was the morning day version. Depth. Grand Soir has no depth. Sweet without a reason. Has no depth. I find it really deep. I mean, I wouldn't wear it if I didn't find it depth or interesting. I just wouldn't wear it. But sweet without a reason. Where is the sweetness coming from? The sweetness in Grand Soir is coming from the benzoin. It's not coming from cookies. It's not coming from sugar. I find it coming from benzoin. To me, it's a very natural sweetness. And I love the churchiness of it. Of course, I think it can be a little bit more churchy and more, but it's fine. Get it. That's how brands should make higher concentration fragrances from an eau de toilette. Most complimented fragrances in my collection, Petite Matin. I don't know why I only wear like 2 sprays. 2 sprays is enough. It's enough. It's enough for somebody to notice it. Dans Paris is one of my most hated. It bores me so much to the point that I'm offended. It's a very soft perfume. You need patience for it. Are you impatient, spaced out? But I get what you're saying. I know what you mean. I much prefer Queer Beluga to Dom Putty. I won't wear Dom Putty because I'd just rather wear Queer Beluga. It's very soft, though. And maybe somebody wants that. That's bad space, though. What's the best thing that Courguillon did, in your opinion, Eugene? I'm leaning towards Le Male, Fleur de Mal. Fleur de Mal was great. I loved Fleur de Mal. Ashton gave me a bottle of Fleur de Mal when I went to go visit him. Yeah, I think in its time, Le Male was fantastic. But you got to remember, Malle was also a Sheldrake creation. Sheldrake did all of the work for on Malle. And in the end, it was just Kurgan was credited with it. Kurgan did he was there to take the photos for it, but it was mostly Sheldrake and another female perfumer. But my favorite, my personal favorite, I would say is Au Noir. Au Noir. Absolute Pour le Soir is beautiful. That's a nice rose. Grand Soir, I really like Grand Soir. But Au Noir is my favorite. Fleur de Malle is gorgeous too. There's Fleur de Malle. It's like almost like a Koros. Kind of a Koros thing happening here. Big orange blossom. Another orange blossom. Kurgan orange blossom. Very soapy in that Koros way. And look at the bottle. Almost looks like an ivory. Ivory soap. The only bottle I'm sad and frustrated I don't have yet is Diaghilev. Convince me not to spend $1,000 on it. Don't buy it, man. Get me Tsuko. But yeah, you need it. You do. You need it. It's absolutely gorgeous. But when you're good and ready, maybe start with a decant. Convince me not to spend $1,000. I know it's a lot. I know what you mean. It's tough. Don't spend $1,000. $800 on eBay, says Duncan. There you go. Look around. 1,000 is. I mean, I found it for less than 1,000 Canadian. So hopefully you can find it for less than 1,000 US. Okay, just went and sprayed Grand Soir, a brand new sample. It is nice, and I see a lot of lavender in the opening. Doesn't smell as thick as I remembered it, though. Yeah. When you wear it and you go through your day and it comes to life, it really does bloom. My ultimate perfumer to do a Frederic Malle would be Bertrand Duchefort. Where is Bertrand Duchefort and what is he doing? Like, is he working with a brand? Is he releasing perfume? Like, where is he? What has he put out lately? He doesn't really do any more mainstream stuff, does he? It's mostly niche. Who's doing all the mainstream stuff? Queer Beluga and Vinch's SDV are benchmarks for vanilla. A lot of those Guerlains were benchmarks for vanilla. Even things like Rose Barbar, which isn't known for vanilla, had fantastic vanilla. And that's another Francis Kurgan, Rose Barbar. Fleur de Malle is sweetness overload of orange blossom. I posted a review online. Death by orange blossom. I didn't get a trigger warning for the naked Eugene face. You must have missed the last couple of streams because I've been naked for quite a while. Is that true? Sheldrake did La Malle. Yep, that's what Antoine says. Antoine was there for it. Dune, I'd like you. Dune, I do like Fleur de Malle. Try the Jean-Louis Vermeer. It's cheap floral musky perfume. The best fragrance that Kurgan made was Absolute Pour le Soir. Absolute Pour le Soir is nice. It's so nice. This is something special. This has another big benzoin in the base. Huge benzoin. And musky. Churchy. This was really good. This is rose and honey. A green, sappy rose. Oh, God. The spices. Pissy. This is sexual as well. Like, what happened to this guy? What happened to this guy? He came out with a bunch of bangers like this and Seal de Gomme. I deeply regret my Fleur de Mal bottle. I deeply regret selling my now hard to find as expensive as fuck. Gautier 2 is pretty good. Duchefort has the craziest note lineups ever. Yeah, he's pretty creative, no doubt. TK says, I am leaving saying the best perfume of all time is Shalimar. TK, thanks for being here, man. Yeah, good shout out, though. The greatest perfume of all time is Shalimar. Mitsuko for me, but you're free to say Shalimar. Lots of people might argue that with number 5 or Cuir de Russie or Bois d'Azil. But there's so many greats. Diaghilev is available at Fragrance Spy. Duchefort just made 2 fragrances for Navathis Parfums last year. Hey, he's making money. I wonder what he's charging them. Does anyone know what he's charging? I would sell a couple of my perfume bottles for Diaghilev. That good. I would sell a bunch of my perfume bottles for Diaghilev, yeah. Duchefort works for Le Bain. Gerbois is up there with his best. Absolute Pour Le Soir is great in the air, but as that indolic jasmine seems too much close. I love it. I know Duchefort made a couple of fragrances for Wilhelm Parfumerie very recently. One last year and another on 22. How are the Wilhelms? They get a lot of love, especially the mango one. Mango something. Mango. Absolute Poreless. Oh, I read that. My favorite art and material is Angelique Noir. Why? Why do you love it? What do you love about it? Green vanilla. Spicy vanilla. I like Duchefort's Fusion Sacré for Maida Bacali, a kitchen sink gourmand, but it is really good. I've not tried any of these Maidas. I like the packaging. The packaging is really interesting. The black bottles, like the rounded egg-shaped bottles. I've been underwhelmed with Courdion at Dior. I hope New Look isn't mid ugly Luxe. I've not tried it, but I'm hoping that I'll like it. What underwhelmed you so far with Courdion? Like, he hasn't put out much. What has he put out? Dior Riviera? He's reformulated Au Noir. He hasn't put anything else out, has he? Mainstream? Has he put anything out mainstream yet? I think it'll be a while. Like, we got to give him at least 2 years, 2 or 3 years before we see something significant. Like, for him to come up with an idea, and it might be 2 or 3 years. Samurai by Alain Delon. Best. Last summer I got Diptyque Patchouli candle. I never burn it because it's already strong as it is. But Diptyques are known for that. You don't have to burn Diptyque candles. You just open the box. But my Bois d'Argent candle is like that too. Super strong. I just walked past it. Has eBay lifted the restrictions on selling decants? I remember buying there a few years ago. I don't know. I don't buy anything or sell anything on eBay. Wilhelm is overall very underwhelming in my opinion. Just a couple of solid ones. They are okay, nothing mind-blowing, but my fiance loves mango skin. That's what it's called, mango skin. Do they have any other big ones, or is it just mango skin? Duchefort needs to pay his bills. He actually made at least 17 fragrances for Navathis. The last ones are apparently really disappointing. Who is orchestrating these perfumes? Who is assessing them before they're released? Is it the actual YouTubers, or do they have some sort of direction? I wonder how that works. How they're working it. Like, they shouldn't. You have a once in a lifetime opportunity. Why are they underwhelming? Take your time. Take your time. Make sure it's right before you put it into the world. But I haven't tried them, so New Look isn't mid. It's absolute trash, says Kovacs. The laziest, uncreative I've smelled since ages. Huge, waxy, citrusy aldehyde opening, and it dries down to Avignon, diluted down to 10%. I heard there was going to be a lot of frankincense in there. It was like a 3-note accord they gave out. Huge, waxy, citrusy aldehyde opening, and it dries down to Avignon. It does seem like a lot of modern perfumes do lack the depth of the older stuff. It seems like perfumers are using less materials, more concentration, and less materials means also less depth, less nuances, less complexity. Davidoff Cool Water for the win. He did the new J'adore Lore version. I tried that, and I wasn't like crazy for it. What'd you guys think of Lore? Yeah. I've tried. I didn't like it as much as the original. Wilhelm's biggest is Morning Chess, which is a take on Aventus. I've not smelled this. I've not even heard this Morning Chess. But what is that a reference to, Morning Chess? What does that mean? They also have one called Morning Chess, which I think is their take on Aventus. Wow, look at that. What mainstream fragrance has Duchefort created? Yeah, I don't think he was ever credited. I don't think he ever cared for credit either. I think it's almost like he didn't want to take credit, it seemed like. Yes, the new look simply doesn't have a base, and the heart is weak too. It feels like some other of the Privés feel like that. They're baseless. They're all top notes and soft and they don't have that tension that we were talking about earlier, like the Frederic Molls do. New Look 2024 is a wannabe number 5 without the florals and addition of incense. I thought the original New Look was great. Jubilation is a Duchefort. It certainly is a Duchefort. It's one of my favorites. Eugene, get your nose on Figuet 1833, a niche brand from Argentina. If you haven't yet, they have a lot of unique fragrances. Where do you find a niche brand from Argentina? Argentina? Do I have to go to Argentina to try these? Are they into YouTubers? Maybe they can send me something. Samples. Get them to send us some samples. Zhao, what are you wearing? And Timbuktu. How about Chypre Palatin? I think that would be his biggest. I think Chypre Palatin is bigger than Timbuktu. Maybe even bigger than Jubilation. I would say Chypre Palatin 1, Jubilation 2, Timbuktu 3. And then what else has he? He made Juby 40 too. Duchefort did, but Jean-Claude Elena didn't do DF 40. Don't know why. He probably wasn't interested. Palatin is better than 25. I agree. And, I mean, it's hard to say a lot of things are better than Juby 25. Juby 25 is great on its own, but I find Palatin so much deeper and complexer. Palatin 25 is simple. It's a beautiful, simple perfume. Not at all. I found their store in Milan, and last year they started to be sold in a niche perfume store in Lisbon. Now they are being sold in Vilnius. Well, they're growing. I've not heard of them. Figuet. In no universe besides old head Fragcom is Sheepa Paltan as big as Juby. Really? Why? Why is that? Because of the popularity or the smell? Sheepa Palatan might be bigger, but it's a lot less original than Timbuktu for me. It was just a big mess of mix of other classics. I found it much more complex and interesting, to be honest. I didn't find Timbuktu held my attention the way Sheepa Palatan does, or Juby. I found it half of Juby. I think Timbuktu is overrated, to be honest. Come de Garçon incense line in his. Yeah, he did do the incense line. He did Avignon. I know he did Avignon. Enchanted Forest is a Duchefort creation. Have you tried it, Eugene? I didn't. I know Crystal had a bottle. I might have tried Crystal's once. It was a green leather. Is Enchanted Forest a green leather? I might have tried it once. I bet Jubilation sold 550 to 100 times. I bet you Jubilation sold 1,000 times more than Sheepa Palatan. I agree with you. I agree with you. But that's the nature of being with a bigger brand, being more accessible, having more marketing. And that's not a result of Sheepa Palatan being docile or not as good as Juby. Sartorial, says Fosco. Al Oud is criminally underrated. Is it? We talked about Al Oud recently. Al Oud. Al Oud got a lot of hype in the day. It is not underrated. Al Oud got its due. It got its due, but people have moved on from it because times have changed. You know, there's so many perfumes that have come out since Al Oud. What time is it? 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock in the morning. Hit the like. If you're here, lick the like. If you're enjoying the stream, I see 3 likes. And I feel pretty worthless. 3 likes. Hit the like. This thing definitely got its due, but I think, yeah, you're right. It has been forgotten since. Let me wipe this. Brass caps always get murky. Like some of my caps get murky. My Hermes caps get really murky. Like the metal on them oxidizes really quickly. Does anyone else find that? Like they lose their luster and they get this buildup on them. And it gets really difficult to wipe them off. They get smudgy. And it annoys me. But yeah, Al Oud. Spicy woods. This is a Duchefort. This almost feels like a Jean-Claude Elena could have made it. I'll put some of this on. One spray. Leather. Dry. Earthy. Is there iris in here? It's definitely rooty, like carroty. Never smelled Al Oud. Can you compare it to something else? I would compare it to like a Rose 31. It has that sort of spiciness. Like the rose patchouli, the darkness, the frankincense, the smokiness. 2 a.m. here. Where are you at? 2 a.m. here, 5. So you're in the West Coast, I imagine. Sent that Snapcap Juby to a good friend, so I know it's a nice home. I've got a Snapcap Juby. I got a tester bottle. I'll take it. My decant of Neroli Out Renoir just arrived. I like to wear a good fresh scent in the winter and imagine it's summer outside sometimes. Yeah, that helps. Whatever helps, man. That helps. I think that's probably why I wore Aqua Universalis Forte. Where did it go? I have no idea what got over me when I picked this up yesterday. Maybe I just didn't want something heavy, and I picked this up in the dead of winter, something like the freshest thing in my collection. And yeah, I didn't really feel like I was on a tropical island or anything, but what got you into fragrances? I think I almost got into fragrances to stay out of trouble. Yeah, that's probably what got me into fragrances. That limited edition bottle of Alud is gorgeous. I miss the old L'artisan bottle with the golden cap. Yeah, is this a limited bottle? I imagine it is. It's got that Middle Eastern flair on it, right? The design. Really cool pattern. Almost like a mandala, or I don't know what would be the name of this pattern or design. It is very Middle Eastern. Al Oud. It's very soft. Like it almost becomes undetectable. Yeah, and Fosco's you're nailing it right on that. Al Oud seems like it would be a huge projection beast, but it wears like a second skin. Yeah. And that's why it feels like a Jean Claude Elaine. It has that lightness to it. It has that airiness. Has the entire L'Artisan line been discontinued? No, they're still making new perfumes, but they've reformulated a lot of their and repackaged their bottles. 2 in the morning in Vegas. What's Vegas like? Damn. Vegas would be fun. Yesterday I wore Andy Tower Nexon with -9, but it works so well. I've not tried Nexon. Is that the newest one? Nexon. What does that mean? I've never heard this word. Caught sniffing fragrance is a lot less embarrassing than sniffing panties. Well, it depends on depends on how you're getting these panties and where they're coming from. And why is it embarrassing? Where are you getting them from? That design reminds me of an Alhambra palace. Has anyone smelled Neroli Plain? Curious to see how it smells, being it has turmeric. I've not tried it yet. Well, I don't think it's out yet. Have you ever broke a bottle? I once dropped a 75% full bottle of Roja Amber Oud. Yeah, I broke 3 bottles in one shot. 3. I had them on the floor, and I turned around and I kicked them right into the wall and chipped all the edges off. I broke 3 bottles in one shot, and they were L'Homme Dial Sport, L'Homme Dial Eau de Toilette, and L'Homme Dial Cologne. I think the Sport is discontinued as well. I broke a bottle of Allure Sport. So that's 4 bottles. I've dropped a lot of bottles, and luckily they didn't break. Lucky, you know? But yeah, I guess that's going to happen when you're in this hobby for long enough. You do things, you just drop or you get careless. The only bottle I broke is Eugene's Bel Homme. Aw, beautiful soul. You let the soul out. At least the soul is out now. It's like gallivanting, and Bel Homme's soul is out. They're in the Netherlands. It's probably in the red light district right now, Brian. That's probably why I'm getting all these vivid dreams at night, doing all these crazy things. Damn. But thank you for breaking, Bel Homme. I've given up on the New Guerlains. Me too. I've given up too. It's just I think there's nothing left for me there. You know? Sort of. I know what you mean. I've given up, but I've got that attachment still. I really do. Like in my heart. And I'm hoping and praying. But I think it's time for Wasser to go. I honestly do. he almost looks defeated at times, you know? It looks like it feels like he's given up. I think a fresh start, it might be hard for him to let go, but I think a fresh start would be good for his career. Hopefully he can get a fresh start somewhere. But I imagine they're paying him so well that he'd just be like absolutely crazy to leave there. You know, who's going to pay him that kind of money? Who? Inicio? You know, like who? Yes, it's the new tower limited edition, though. Why is he making limited editions? And for me, it's the best tower since Au Coeur du Désert. That was divine intervention. What was? Eugene, I've asked half a dozen times, but what's the name of the Hermescence with the dark gray purple cap and licorice note? Fosco says Brenda Wrigley's. Brenda Wrigley's is the lavender, and it does have a licorice note, doesn't it? While moving to Vilnius, my bottle of Rania J Amber Loop broke. Good perfume. A Wasser Malle would be interesting. It would be. Oh, can you imagine? Like Wasser unleashes with Frederic Malle. Wasser is able. He's a perfumer able to capture that tension that Frederic Malle loves, and you can see that in a lot of Wassers. Wasser created a lot of amazing stuff. Is it amazing though? Lemme Dial was also a great designer line. Extreme is my favorite. Wasser unleashes the power of almond, tonka, and tobacco. Yeah, incense, leather, musk. He loves musk as well. Two hours, 56. Like the stream if you're here. Let us know what you are. If you're new, say hello. Have you ever tried Parfum d'Empire, Eugene? I've tried Wazamba. I've tried a couple. I remember trying Wazamba, which was an incense perfume, which was quite nice. Musconkin, I think I tried. There's a few. I tried a few from Parfum d'Empire, but not too many. Do you like to layer fragrances? No, I never. I don't. I really don't enjoy the practice of layering. When I'm sampling things, I'll have different things like on different parts of my. I don't even enjoy that, to be honest. I really like when I wear a perfume, I love to wear one perfume and enjoy it throughout the day for as long as possible. And I don't even like to reapply the same perfume 6 or 7 hours later because it changes. You know, it changes. I really enjoy the dry down, even if it's like lost on me. I think you'll like Tabak Taboo. Why do you think I'll like it? Do you like to layer fragrances, Abner Flores? And what are your favorite layering combinations? And why? And why do you like to layer them? And how do you feel when you layer them? Do you follow along the stories, like the progressions? Same here. Tobak Taboo is incredible. What's it like? I put 2 sprays per wearing left and right side of neck. I don't like too much sprays. I never spray my neck. It's way too close to my nose. And I think I like to spray my chest. That's the only place I spray is my chest. I don't spray pulse points. I don't spray my arms. Just my chest, and that's enough space for my perfume to be effective. I think the arms are great too. Like, I have nothing against it. I just don't do it. I think if I needed to work like in a corporate, in an office or something, and didn't want it to blare, I would probably put some on my wrist. I imagine it's less effective because there's just less surface level there. There's less warmth and heat. Wasser created the best Oriental line for a Western brand with the Les Desserts d'Orient collection, Songe, Rose, and Ensens. Yeah, it is a really good Middle Eastern line for a French brand. It's weird. I think Guerlain is very confused right now. They don't know what they are. They're doing so many things that it kind of like they're losing their focus. Like, I don't know how many perfumes they've put out in the last year or two, but they're trying. They've got their hands everywhere, don't they? It has a flower that smells like death and rotting flesh. Oh, Tabak Taboo. Lovely. Death and rotting flesh. Why would anyone want to smell like rotting flesh? Can you do another 86 sprays of Interlude, man? Are you talking about the caveman video from like 7 years ago, pulling the strings? Is that what you're talking about? Lacree is a musky iris rose. I think you would really enjoy it. It's gorgeous. Galen likes a lot of parfum d'Empires. The progression is what I liked about Myrrh 55 so much. You can see the bright jasmine evolving into a dark licorice like myrrh and dark woods. One spray is enough for 12 hours of this journey. I still need to try Myrrh 55. I don't spray my neck anymore. I used to spray everywhere. I hope I didn't offend anyone during those times, but nowadays I spray once in my chest and once on my wrist. That's it, eh? Once. Spaced out does twice. With a regular fragrance, like with Musc Ravageur, I'll put on 5 sprays on my chest. And that'll take me 12 hours easily. And by then, I'm like most likely have showered. So I don't need any more. You probably get like 20 hours of Musc Ravageur, though. Easily. As long as your body's creating some sort of warmth. If you're sitting there passively, no. One spray shoulder sides are on lower ribs area. Guerlain should have kept that line as it was and move on. It's tough to keep us perfumistas happy, isn't it? Because we've all smelled so many different things. And the more, like, this is it. This is the comparison. The comparison is the thief of all joy. Comparing. It must be tough for Wasser, though, to balance that line of creativity and marketability, appeal, you know? But hey, there's so many other perfumers doing it as well. I like Armani Privé Orientals. They are probably the most westernized and easy wearing ones out of any Orientals I tried. Like which ones? Like the Myrrh? What other ones? Armani Privé Orientals. Rose d'Arabie is an Oriental. Oh, they got the Amber. What's the Amber one called? Eccentrico. They have a couple of Ambers, don't they? Myrrh was nice, but simple. Nice and simple it was. Sweet. I remember it being sweet. Yeah, that caveman video is epic. I remember that. Christopher Chong, actually, he saw it. I know he saw it too, and he laughed so hard. He had commented about it in the Facebook group. And I was like, holy shit, Christopher Chong commented on like my video. No, I don't. My girlfriend does, though. I recently bought her Bulgari Allegra Sandalwood. I wonder what that's like. Sandalwood. Frederic Malle Promise. We were talking about Promise yesterday. It's a big perfume. It is bigger than me. Its presence is bigger than me, and it overwhelms me. Mur Imperial, that's what it's called. Yeah, Mur Imperial. Underspray. Portrait of a Lady, Musc Ravager, The Moon, and Promise. What about them? Are those your favorites? Portrait of a Lady. Luca Torin gave 5-star for Cree. Interesting. What did he like about it? I know he likes Iris, but he likes the old classic Iris, like the old Guerlain and Chanel irises. So I'm kind of curious what Lacree is smelling like. One spray on the chest and one on the upper arm. You guys all wear like very little perfume then. How do you guys get through your bottles? I'm seeing 2 sprays here. 2 sprays. What is everybody wearing? 1 spray, 2 sprays. What's up with this? 2 sprays. Man, is that because you work in offices? Why? Is it because it annoys you? Does it annihilate your senses? I got Nisha Annie as a blind buy, nothing compared to the House of Frederic Malle. Yeah, I agree. Nothing. It's missing that tension. My wife's favorite is Daniel Joss, your Amber Tabak. It's like amped up version of Amber Ombre Nargil. How can I get a sample of the fragrance you made? Message me somewhere. I'll send you a sample. I didn't make it. I had somebody make it. It was made. I paid somebody to make it. Arabian Oud, Rosewood, guys, try that out. I have Rosewood from Christian Dior. Oud Rosewood. I'm not a fan of that either. Does anybody like Oud Rosewood? Encens Satin was discontinued. I have Satin. I'm so sad they removed that one. I have Satin, but I like the other incense better. Bois d'Encens. Satin to me is so sweet. Very sweet. There's Satin. Oh, this has also got a big benzoin. Benzoin's coming up a lot tonight. Benzoin. Maybe I'll wear this tomorrow. This is good in the cold. And it's very incensey. What do you think? Should I wear this tomorrow? What should I wear tomorrow? Look at that blue. That's a nice cap. I like these bottles. And there's Rose d'Arabie. I still have Bois d'Encens somewhere. Bois d'Encens is a stunner. This is a stunner. This is one of my favorite incense perfumes. It's like pine and incense. It's a very cold mountaintop incense. That's Al Oud. I can't believe I'm going to do this. No, I'm not putting on any more perfume. No, it's enough. It's too much. 4 to 5 sprays usually. Stefan. Yeah, me too. 4 to 5. 5. I would say more than 4. Like if it's a Frederic Malle, it's 5. If it's a Les exclusive, maybe a little bit more. Usually 4 to 5 sprays for me too. Your finished video was Bouquet de la Marie. Your funniest video was the Le Bouquet de la Marie dessert. That was eating apple pie on the driveway. Yeah, the kids were playing basketball. I remember that. I was so angry that day. I got in the promotion and I didn't want it. I was so angry at myself for taking it. For 3 years, I kept denying. And I was like, I don't want a promotion. I don't want a promotion. I don't want it. It's just like, I don't want the extra spot. No, it's just like too much. I don't even want like the extra money that comes with it. Keep it. No, I don't want it. You know? And that's what happened. That's what triggered me. Heck no, I do minimum of 5 sprays. Any fragrance. Yeah. There's not too many. I'll do 1 or 2. There's a few. Maybe like a Le Labo or Like if you wear Santal 33, that's one spray. I do like 3 sprays. Yelena says I wear at least 6 to 7 sprays. That a girl. That makes sense. Do women spray more than men? Are there any other women here? And how many do you guys spray? Why do I feel like women spray more than men? I like 2 sprays because I don't want to overwhelm my nose. Less is more to me. Are you able to smell it, though, for the whole day? 2 sprays? I work with children. I don't want to bother them with my perfume. Yeah, I get that. So what do you wear? Like Aqua Lagoria type of stuff? Always 7 sprays no matter what. Consistency is the key to proper evaluation and comparison, I think. Yeah, possibly. I work with passengers. I want to bother them with my fragrance. You sound like Thomas, early Greek. Enceinte Satin is the best for this weather. I'm on the lookout for old Oud Royal, my favorite Armani perfume. I couldn't stand Oud Royal. I could not stand. To me, it smelled so synthetic. Almost like a tannery, a synthetic tannery. Synthetic the same way that Guerlain's queer is. What's the harsh queer? Queer in the brown bottle. In the Absolutes d'Orient. I could not with the Oud Royal. And I think that was like one of my first turnoffs with Oud, was that Oud Royal. To be honest, I prefer Xerjoff more than Words over Rose d'Arabie. Are they similar? Rose d'Arabie is nice. I think it was one of the first in that style, in that Arabic roses. But Louis Vuitton's Ombre Nomad does that really well. It just overdosed, you know? It has a bigger personality. I remember the night I tried Oud Royal. That's how good it was to me. Western Night Ooze, Incense, and Saffron Magic. Yeah, if it's struck a nerve with you, possibly. And Panu. What's happening, Anna? Good to see you. Good morning to you, too. 5:30. 5:30 in the morning. What's a perfume you love but always gives you a headache? Big perfumes. Santal 33 gives me a headache. That's a good question. I'm looking towards my stronger perfumes. I would say this, Bellamy. Like, this is why I don't like to wear it, is because it'll give me a headache because of the intensity. It is really, really, really big. There's a couple of those old classics that are big like that. Like their personalities are bigger than me, the person, you know? You know what else does is this Cartier Declaration, the Parfum. This really clogs up my senses. I feel stuffy. Marc-Antoine Berrois Ganymede is a half spray max. Marc-Antoine Berrois Encelade is a half spray max. I sprayed Leleon 6 to 8 sprays in the office. Man, I hope my mates don't hate me. I would hate you. If I didn't love perfume, I would hate you. However, if you worked in my office and I love Leleon, I would love you. I would love you, but I would not want to be your mates if I don't enjoy perfumes. 5+, yes. I'm about that 5 range with Musc, with something like Musc Ravageur, 5 perfumes. Hermescence, maybe more. Hermescence would be like Les Exclusives. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Doesn't matter. 5 to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But it depends on the frag. And yes, I think women spray more and they spray the hair, so the silage is bigger. The hair is a good place if you have long hair. And yeah, it does create great silage. And then they can just like whip the hair around too. Yeah, more than words and rose that'd be are like 99% similar. Well, I may spray a lot, but also made a conscious decision to stop sniffing myself the way we frag heads do. Yeah, spot sniffing is not good. It's different than smelling perfume in the air. Because when you do this, you're picking up all the chemicals that you shouldn't be, right? That you might not necessarily be smelling in the air. I may spray a lot, but I also made a conscious decision to stop sniffing myself. Do you like the La Gem collection by Bulgari? I haven't spent enough time with them. I haven't. I've gone through them, and there's many nice ones. I've gone through them with my kid too, and he really likes them for some reason. Every time we walk by the Bulgari, he's like, "Dad, can we smell these?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course, sure. I want to smell them too." And he'll ask me, like, he'll spray a bunch, he'll find some he likes, and then he'll ask me, what do you think of this one? Do you like this one? Do you like this one? I think he likes them more than I do. When I'm working, which is mostly 5 to 6 days of the week, I spray twice just so I'm not annoying my coworkers. But when I'm at home or going out, I'll spray to 4. You guys are really thoughtful when it comes to coworkers and respecting their space. You guys got a lot of patience as well. I would say that. Has anyone asked you guys not to wear perfume to work? Probably look like a tweaker walking around sniffing my wrist. Yeah, I do that sometimes. I'm at the gym sometimes, and if I'm testing like samples, sometimes I feel weird, but then I try not to think about it. I'm like, yeah, they're probably weird themselves, so who cares? Like, I'm just doing me. Sniffing my wrist. I do that a lot as well. I imagine a lot of people here do that. Sniff their wrists or their arms. But guys, we're 2 hours, 20 minutes. What time is it? It is 5:30 in the morning. I think now would be a good time to lay my head down and say goodnight. If I quit, I'll quit if I can't wear fragrance. Yeah, that would suck if you can wear fragrance to work. It would completely change everything. It would change the way you think at work. It would change so much. It'd be like you lose a piece of yourself. At least like you lose a piece of your personality. You know, that person that's with you all day. Like I almost have a part of my brain that just is analyzing my fragrance all day. I have like me, like my conscious self that is doing the things I need to be doing, and then I have like the subconscious things that are helping my hands do the work that needs to be done, and then I have another brain that's just like my brain that's just analyzing perfume. So it would be weird to not have that. It'd be like I'm losing a partner or a friend if I couldn't wear fragrance all day. We have no perfume policy. I still hit it 8 times. I like to hear that, George. 8. 8's a good number. I like smelling freshies on other people, but don't really wear them because they don't mix well with cigarettes or diesel exhaust. I wore portrait related work yesterday. 3 people asked what I wore because it's so loud. Instant regret. I don't like having to tell non-fragrance what I'm wearing. Would you tell them it's something it wasn't, just to make it easier? Like just say Aqua de Gio or La Malle or something that they wouldn't know. Tell them it's Old Spice. Have a nice day. All right. Yeah. Have a nice day. Wherever you are in the world, whatever you're about to do, I hope you're enjoying yourself. I hope you're enjoying your perfume. I hope you're enjoying your day. It is Friday, so go out, attack your day, enjoy your day. Smile at a stranger. Say hello to a stranger. Do something nice. Do something nice for somebody. You'll feel good yourself. And that's it. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to go to bed. and you go outside really quick first, spend some time with the moon and the witches before I lay down. But guys, thank you so much. 2 hours 21. Like the stream before you go. If you're watching the video after, like the stream, drop your cent of the day. We will see you very soon. Much love.